Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another wonderful episode, day, whatever it is, of Kobold Chats. My name is, I'm so sorry, Discord, I always do this to you. There you go, you should be able to hear me now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kobold Chats. My name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer. I use they, he pronouns, and it's Friday once more, and it's a very special Friday. Not just because I have another wonderful guest to talk to, but we might be, no volume on Discord. Well, oh, wait, did I not unmute myself? I think I did unmute myself. That might have just been a reaction to originally when I did it. Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, awesome. Not just because I have another wonderful guest to talk to about their Kobold Creates project, but also because we are getting juicily close. That's nothing. We're getting so close to the launch of the Kickstarter for the Labyrinth World Book. It is, I can almost touch it. Juicily close. We're so close. If you haven't already gone to the Kickstarter to go click that button to go get notified for launch. I'm putting the link in all of the chats right now. It is Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. If you are one of the people who are lucky enough to have pledged for a physical product for the Labyrinth World Book within the first 48 hours, you are going to get a fun little token. Where did I put mine? There it is. It took me a second to find it. You're going to get a fun little token. You are going to get, and I need you to understand that what I'm about to show you is just a proof, because the actual one that you are going to get is metal. This is just a visual proof that I got. You're going to get one of these bad boys. A coin for the Labyrinth. And it's going to be, again, this is just a 3D printed proof. You are going to get a metal one. But, yeah, come on, focus. I need my camera to focus right now. Bam, look at that. Oh, come on. Focus. Why won't you focus, camera? Are you serious? It won't focus. But this is, you get the little labyrinth on the back. Oh, now it chooses to focus, but not when it's the Minotaur. It just doesn't want to look at the Minotaur for some reason. Or maybe my face is too. It's my aura. My aura is stopping it. Get this camera some Adderall, absolutely. But you can get one of these, and it's just like, as someone with ADHD, I love just a physical thing that I can play with in my hands. It's great for stimming. But also, like, being able to have these kinds of tokens and be able to pass them off to your players to say, like, this is a thing that is going to allow you to take the river Styx through the labyrinth and give that to them. That's beautiful. I love that. Legal currency only in the labyrinth. You cannot give this to you cannot exchange this for any other good or service other than a ride down the river Styx to get through the labyrinth. So, just so you know. But yes, we are mere days away from the launch of the Labyrinth Kickstarter. So be on top of that, folks, because it's gonna. I've been talking with some of the writers for a new project that we're doing to give you more information about the Labyrinth, and I am very, very excited because there's some juicy details that I can't share with you yet, but I can share with you next week. So we'll be doing that. What is the next thing that I have for you? Oh yes, just some other housekeeping stuff before we get to this interview. Just earlier this week, we also launched our pocket editions for the Tales of the Valiant players. I just put the wrong thing. I put the wrong link. But hey, we launched the pocket editions. I'll get to that. But also, boom, we got monster pawns for the Monster Vault, the Tales of the Valiant Monster Vault. You get pawns. There are how many? Oh my gosh, this is a lot. 320 pawns. The 320 pawns. This is all of the stuff. Here are all of the monsters that are in here. You get these cool little paper tokens that you can just put on any map that you've got. And you know what? I know we love figurines. I can't afford as many figurines as I would need to be every single monster, right? These easy to carry around, easy to just pick up, move. It's just, and you don't have to paint them because they already have the wonderful art from the Monster Vault itself. So how many unique pawns are there duplicates? Ooh, let me see. That's actually a great question. There are 320 pawns, there are 20 huge pawns, 84 large pawns, 164 medium pawns, and 56 small pawns. On the back, it's not giving me like the immediate what's the ratio, but I will say there are quite a few of these that do have duplicates, so you will be able to have like more than one of them out on the field at one time. I don't know the exact ratio of that. But we also got the Tome of Beast pawns as well, which, same thing. 300 pawns, all the same stuff on the back, all of the wonderful art from the Tome of Beast book. It's great. You can go get these over on the Kobold Press store. I already put the link for the Monster Vault pawns. I'm putting the link in there for the Tome of Beast pawns. And these are just as someone who loves using like the map tiles or using like just like a mat, having a physical thing. I grew up using a lot of Lego pieces and coins and just like D6s to represent monsters on a thing. These bad boys, if you don't have miniatures, these are great because you get over 300 of, you get 300 of them in the Tome of Beasts. You get over 300 in the Monster Vault, and these are for $35. $35 for over 300 tokens. Like, it just beats miniatures on a price scale and also travel scale. I don't need a special box to keep these safe. They're safe in these little folders that they've got already. So these are the monster pawns. Go get yourself some. Now, what I actually wanted to talk about first, before we got to that, were the... Hold on, wait, where did I put them? Bam. The Tales of the Valiant pocket editions for the Monster Vault and the Player's Guide. Look at these bad boys. Talk about small, because they're way smaller than the big old books. You can put these in your backpack. You can put these on a small shelf. You could put these anywhere that you want. And it's all the same content. Nothing gets cut out. And it's all the same. There we go. All the same beautiful art. Everything that is in the big book is in this. This is just smaller and cheaper. Each of these are going to run you $24.99, which is way cheaper than a big hardcover book. And trust me, I love a hardcover book. But if I'm going to like a convention or even just going to my friend's house, I would rather put this in my backpack than put, not a big, like 3 big hardcover books, They just make it easier to bring around. So you can go get those over on the Kobold Press store right now. I just sent you the link. You're welcome. The very last thing I have before we get to this, to this interview, is we also had a release this week, the Book of Hexcrawl Part 6 Time. Now, we've talked about the Book of Hexcrawl series here on Kobold Chats before. This is, I believe it's in total, it's going to be an 8-part series. It's a lot of information that has been taken from our blog, redone, like freshened up a little bit in order to help you be able to run your next Hexcrawl game. I like Hexcrawls. They're good. I used to run a Hexcrawl, West Marches back in college, and boy, oh boy, I could have used these books because it just would make it easier. And so this one, the 6th one, is about time, and it's aids to help you as a GM track important resources, pit your players against slow tick of your fantasy clock as they journey across the world. You'll be able to help track time for both like adventuring out, like scouting hexes, tracking enemies as enemies move, foraging supplies, different work seasons. Like, this is going to help give your hex crawl a lot more like depth and a lot more immersion, and like time passes and you have time to do things, and the world also has time to do stuff. So if you're looking for that kind of like long-term gaming where you want the time that it takes to do things to matter, you're going to want this book. Go get it. It's $3.99 over on the Kobold Press store. An easy get, I think, and also very useful outside of hex crawls in general, like just tools to be able to manage time. Especially me as a GM, I have a hard time with time management within my game, so this would be very useful. All right, I've done all my yapping. I've yapped, but now it's time for someone else to yap alongside me, and that person is the most wonderful Fabian Lelay. How's it going, bud?
What's up?
Hey, how's it going? Now, for everybody, Fabian is one of our Kobold Creates partners. We talked about this last week. We've talked about it before, earlier this year. We had the Kobold Creates program where over 40 people sent in their projects that to talk about, like, hey, what they wanted to do with Tales of the Valiant, and we chose 10 of them, and of those 10, Fabian, you were one of those people with a Bad House RPG.
Yeah.
For the people who don't know who you are or what Bad House is, who are you and what is Bad House RPG?
Hi, my name is Fabian. I go by any all pronouns. I am producer of Bad House RPG, also co-creator. We started about in 2023 in February.
Hold on, give me one.
Oh, it can be heard in Discord.
Yeah, give me 1 second checking that out. This is the issue that we had last time, isn't it? I think the Discord. Yeah. You should be being monitored. Why is this happening to me? Why now of all times? Give me 1 second while I figure this out. Can I, if I monitor you through that, is that gonna be annoying for me? Okay, hey, talk right now.
Okay, can I be heard?
Let's see. Discord, can you hear them?
Let's see.
Still nope.
Okay.
Just pull it up. Okay, give me 1 second. We had this issue last week, and I don't remember how I fixed it. Actually, I know how I am going to fix it. Potentially. Oh, I remember what I need to do, I believe. Give me one moment. If I did this over here, and then I did... I think I might just be showing you all the wrong screen, potentially. But perhaps if I fix it this time... What? No. Sick dance moves. Hold on. Redoing the thing. Wait, hold on. Did it not actually... I'm so sorry, everyone. Please forgive me and my...
Yeah, that's right, Kendo. Apologize.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Fabian, for making you go through this. This is truly my fault. Okay, hey, talk now, and let's see if that fixed it.
Hello. Can I be heard? Did you guys hear me now?
Can you hear them? Still no. Okay. Well, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Why must this happen to me every...
Yeah, you guys can just head over to Twitch.
Yeah, just head on over to Twitch, everyone.
Head over to Twitch.
Yeah, I'll have to experiment with this a little bit and figure out why the monitoring is no longer working like it's supposed to be.
Discord's being weird.
Discord is being very, very weird. All right, everyone. Hopefully you can just join us over on Twitch or over on YouTube as well, because we are live there as well. Which I can get you that link, right? Nope, that's not the right link. That's not the right link at all. Here we go. Ding. All right, everyone. We are going to see you over there.
Bam.
Okay. Whew. Okay. With that being said, sorry, everybody. Discord hates me, I guess. Okay, Fabian, please let everybody
How's it
know
going?
who you
Okay.
are, what Bad House is.
So again, thanks for coming, everybody. My name is Fabian. Any all pronouns. I run Battles RPG. It was created back in 2023, in February. Uh, Reason why I created it was because I felt that I was playing less and less with people like me, and I needed a space for me to be able to create stories that I related to. So Bad House RPG was created. It was by me and Josephine, who's also another Kobold Creates creator. Um, and we just wanted to tell stories, decolonize games. Oh, there we go. Who?
Who?
Josephine, scary dog friend. And So we wanted to tell a little bit of stories that from our perspectives. We generally did a lot of Vampire the Masquerade content. Uh, Moved on to other indie RPGs, City of Mist, Spire. We had a quest game at some point. We did Cyberpunk. We do a lot of things. And this is gonna be our first foray actually into fantasy, the genre of fantasy. We've done a lot of urban fantasy up until this point. And yeah, we're really excited to do Kobold Press's Tales of the Valiant. If you must know, obviously, me and Kendo, outside of this, are also friends, and Kendo has only told us wonderful things about Tales of the Valiant, and obviously, like that's a part of their job. But once we got into the content of the books, once we got them, um, I can I can wholeheartedly say like it is definitely a game that you should be like invested and excited for. If you haven't yet, I'm wondering what like the labyrinth is going to be doing,
Yeah.
because the labyrinth is based on what what has been told to us, us Kobold Creates creators, was it very much is a gateway to all of these worlds that we're creating on our own channels. um and To segue on that, a lot of the fantasy stories that you normally see, you can see like the heavily European inspired settings. Our setting is going to be created in a post-colonial Asian inspired um, setting itself.
Mhm.
So if ever you wondered what Eastern settings would look like in a game like Tales of the Valiant, that's what we're trying to offer. It is heavily inspired by Southeast Asia, East Asia, South Asia. Unfortunately, we don't really have a lot of what's the term, sensitivity readers for like Western and like Western Asia, so we don't really try to do a lot of things there, not because we don't want to, it's just because we want to be able to represent it as fairly and as accurately as we can. But because our cast is comprised of people from Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, and I myself am Filipino and I grew up there. So we have like a lot of heavy influences in what we will present from those regions of Asia.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that the like drew the judges to your project, is because we don't get to see a lot of like
Yeah.
what does fantasy look like from this lens and from this perspective.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested in like what is the story of Sun and Chains, and like what are like all of your cultures bringing to this.
hmm the Sun and Chains is inspired by a lot of things. Um, you know, we I basically tore some inspiration from like House of the
House of the Dragon.
Dragon, like a lot of Game of Thrones, a lot of um like Asian and Southeast Asian folklore. Uh, to create this story, it begins with the death of a sovereign, where it's always the inciting incident where, like, something of a nobility, something happens to a noble, and that's where the story kind of like cascades from.
Yeah.
The main story about Sun in Chains is the why the sun is in chains. Is the sun is basically the life in this region, um and the chains basically represent the constant pulling of different ideals,
Mm-hmm.
to pretty much encapsulate what should be the direction of the nation.
Oh,
And
okay.
it plays on a lot of, there is going to be some kind of representation of our current political climate. The games, any type of
Yeah.
media is always political. So there is going to be a lot of political intrigue,
Mm,
which we kind of wrote all the four characters that you will be following in this story around.
yeah.
And basically, what you will be seeing is a story of four people trying to make sure that the succession of power is peaceful, fair, and that whatever happened to the sovereign, whether it's by uh, foul play or not, is
Yeah.
kind of solved that mystery.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we have, it's only going to be a short series,
Mm-hmm.
due to some like scheduling conflicts, because the holidays are coming up, and there's like just the we have very talented creators that have so many other like projects.
Yeah.
We will be doing this like every other Thursday, and we will be having 5 episodes. So it's just going to be a mini series.
Got it. Yeah, no, I mean, there's so much to chew on there, right? Of so they are trying to figure out, okay, how did this sovereign die? Who is going to be the next person, and how do we make sure that like war doesn't break out for whoever it
Yes.
goes to?
Yeah.
And I think you're like, I want to say like the second or third person I've talked to that has been inspired to do like a political like
Hmm.
faction based game in Tales of the
Yeah.
Valiant, and I'm so like, I guess, do you plan on using, because I mean luckily enough like Castles and Crowns just came out.
Yes.
Is there anything that
Actually,
you're
yes.
is there anything from that you're planning on using?
Well, we are using a lot of it.
Oh, okay, well there you
Yeah,
go.
we
Yeah.
are using a lot of it. If you are interested in getting that and you aren't sure, but you want to see like some of the aspects that you can add into your game, definitely we will be pulling some aspects of Castles and Crowns into our game, such as like the additional backgrounds, the
Mm-hmm.
additional subclasses. Um, Definitely, you will be seeing a lot of uh, just the aspects of what a, a functional government is, that is
Mm,
in like Castles and Crowns.
yeah.
Just a little bit. Obviously, we want to focus on our four main characters.
Right.
um and to give you a little idea of like how that's going to be is, um we all four characters are a part of different houses.
Mm-hmm.
There are 8 houses in existence, but there used to be 9. um One has left to make sure that the peace is kept, and
Mm.
um each house, not all of them, but there are certain houses that want to vie for power, and some of these representatives want power for themselves as well. So
Classic.
like the way that things are going to be approached in terms of like finding the next leader, making sure that the investigation is being done proper,
Mm-hmm.
will be featured in this series.
Yeah, there's. I mean, there's so much intrigue that can come from that, especially with each person being from a different house that has their own like thing. Like I think as a GM personally, I love putting players in a situation where they're not always on the same page. Um,
Yes.
and there's so much that can come out from that. You as a GM, I'm interested. Like, what are you most excited to, like, what are you most excited to play with? Either like story wise, mechanic wise, game wise.
So, like in story wise, it's hard to say. Like it's hard to pinpoint like just one thing that I'm really
Fair,
excited for.
fair. You can list
Um,
all of them if you want.
since we do have a lot of time, right? But um, initially I picked four individuals that will represent like the struggles of this perfectly. We have
Mm-hmm.
Stella Luna who's playing um a spy, not a spy master, but like a spy that gets information
Mm-hmm.
through brothels and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Joe, scary dog friend, who is a war master, who
Mm-hmm.
is a knight. You have um, Sin, who it dabbles in like the creation of like magitech and
Ooh.
pretty much like advancements in like society.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kai, who is an amazing performer, is going to be in the like a sin like so Kai is more of a spy master, as like Stella is more in the syndicates
Right.
um kind of like service.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see if some of you are like players of Magic here, you'll see a lot of inspirations from like what do you call this? Guilds of Ravnica,
Mm-hmm.
with like all the guilds and different the things that they do. Um, like each house is pretty much kind of like the guild.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you'll see that. I'm excited to um combat is something that like will be happening very sparse and fast, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see the implementations of like the new subclasses, because like the new subclasses are really interesting. As a wizard main, I'm interested to see like the three subclasses that are offered, like two from the main book and
And
one
then one
from
from,
Castles and Crowns.
yeah.
um to kind of like see how it kind of contributes to the story. You also have your well, like the weapon moves that you guys
Oh,
have.
the weapon options.
Exactly. Those are interesting. I think you guys did a really good job in streamlining action,
Mm-hmm.
which
I can't take that credit. That's all Celeste and the writing team. But
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, talking about like what do you call this? Talking about like Kobold Crescent as a whole, you did a really great job in doing that. It feels exciting. It feels like every turn there is something to do, rather
Mm-hmm.
than like, you know, again, going back to being a wizard, like playing wizard in other fantasy games. Sometimes bonus actions you got nothing to do,
True.
and that kind of sucks.
True.
But yeah, it's really nice that like the action economy has flourished more with a lot more options to explore.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be exploring that, and like just in general, um like the basic mechanics of a fantasy game in a kind of murder mystery type setting would be interesting to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, because there's so much utility from, especially like now, like with downtime actions, like doing like research and like crafting and things of that nature, and like figuring out like, especially like crafting poisons or like you and like things of that nature. Like, I think gives so like you have so many tools to play with, and like how to develop this kind of mystery and intrigue and politics. And then when it does come to blows, right, where you're chasing after someone or someone challenges you to a duel or things of that nature, when you're
Mm,
like you want it fast, dirty, and hard, like I think Tales of the Valiant is like that. It can be dangerous, it can be quick and like over in a matter of rounds. And like I
yeah.
yeah, I'm super excited to see what that looks like. Don't forget, everyone, in all of the chats, if you have any questions about the game, their characters, their story, please feel more than free to put it in there, so that when we do get to that point, I have questions I could just ask. Um, You were telling us. You told us a little bit about some of the characters. I mean, can we hear? Sorry, someone's taking out the trash. I don't know if you hear the beeping. Um, Tell us a little bit about like the actual like characters themselves, like their builds, like lineage, heritage,
Oh,
background, like
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
So, the things that I can kind of explore with like the viewers,
Mm-hmm.
um, everybody um is coming into the game with a diasporic heritage.
Oh.
Um, is it heritage? Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. You're correct.
the diasporic heritage. The reason for that is because they will be playing in a nation that is a pretty much like a centralized location where a lot of the edges of different kind of countries meet. And
Mm.
this nation created their own after colonization from a Western force.
Mm-hmm.
So you will see a lot of that, which is very relatable as like an Asian American or anybody from like a different culture being in a foreign land. Um, they will have that heritage.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that is interesting is um, one of our characters is a half orc, half kobold.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, that's an interesting mix.
Yeah, and it's a very because we have two characters that are a mother and child.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's not that awe. It's more of a
Oh.
the child is out of
Oh.
wedlock and is
Oh.
being hidden and nobody can
Oh.
know their children. Um
Heard. Understood.
yes. Yes, orc lineage and kobold lineage. So we're focusing on the kobold lineage, but we're implementing some of the orc stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um just like a kind of like a just as being, you know, mixed race like people like
Yeah.
we have like traits from different lineages as well. Um we are also reskinning some the what is the ASMR
Oh, the
uh
Siderians.
the Siderians.
Mm-hmm.
One of our Siderians is reskinned into a uh kind of like nature spirit, like
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a Korean like fairy spirit. So we're bringing a lot of our cultures into like the base game and reskinning certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super
Uh
cool.
yeah. And a lot of like the, you know, a lot of the things that are very much like standard, like the knight,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. We use the terms what we're not really, you know, the culture of that certain class is pretty much changed into like focusing more on like, you know, honor rather than warfare.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's basically what I can share so far.
Understood.
Um it dives a lot into everybody's backstories that I kind of want to like keep like
Under-
shrouded until we get into the game.
yeah, that's understandable. And like I love that because of the way that Twitch ads. I should turn that off. Can I turn that off just like right now?
Yes, you can.
I can turn
It's
that
it's
off.
in the Twitch stream
Actually.
thing.
Yeah, let me do that because that's annoying and I don't want you all to have to go through that. There's no reason for you all to have to see ads. Can I just let me know, gang, when those ads end, and then I will turn off ads for the rest of it.
I think the issue is like ads are different timings for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can I turn on ad link frequency? Oh. There we go. Ads. There we go. Awesome. Okay, cool. I think I just turned it off. All right, we're back. Okay. What was I just saying? Dang, that really took me out of it. I love that I love that Tales of the Valiant has given you all options, right? That you all have been able to take and mold into being like emblematic of like parts of yourself, right? And especially like being able to take like, oh, because it's not strictly an Asimar or a or a tiefling anymore, and being like, oh no, this is a celestial being or like an infernal or fiendish being, and be like, oh, I can make this thing a like something from like my culture, or like being able to explore like mixed race heritage and being able to like
Yeah.
mold the lineages, and then also taking heritages as being like it I think that's just so cool, especially because you can all take the diasporic heritage and get something different out of it
Yeah.
that is like emblematic of whatever culture it is that you're trying to represent. um
Yeah.
and that's super cool, and I'm glad that TOV has given you all that ability to do that.
Mhm.
um let's see yeah, man, that ad took me out. That ad took me out. I guess when can people when will people be able to start watching this over on Bad House?
So over on Bad House, you'll be able to start watching it. We'll be live uh, on 8. Is it September is 8, right? Yep.
Yeah.
September 27th, 8/27.
Wait, no, we're
8,
already in 9
9,
27.
9. There we go. 9/27. Anyway, September 27, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And we'll be doing every other week.
Hmm.
So if you want to check out our schedules, you should give us a follow, Bad House RPG. We'll be constantly updating. We also have like a lot of different like shows that we will be having. We took a long break during the summer, but for some reason now we have 3 shows coming out
All at
in the
once.
next few weeks, all at once. It's fucking hilarious. Oh,
You're
sorry
fine.
for
Nah, it's okay.
um,
We get the
but
one. We're
yeah.
PG-13, so we get
Oh,
one. That was your
PG-13. We
one.
get one. Um, but yeah, I think the beautiful thing about Tales of the Valiant that has been given to us as storytellers that really thrive on taking the system and chucking the lore away
Hmm.
is that it gives us the freedom to not only reskin, but the the less that we have to create
Hmm.
is the better. My experiences with other fantasy games is like, oh, I have to create this, I have to create this kind of like system, this kind of like, background.
Hmm.
A lot of the backgrounds are so agnostic that it is just easy to fit into any type of setting. And
Yeah.
I think um Tales of the Valiant being so inclusive is one of the things that actually draws us into why we want to play this game. Um, and now that everything is pretty much set, we are super excited to kind of just present what we see as a fantasy game than compared to other creators, you
Yeah.
know. Especially with the resurge, like the surge of like Eastern media that's coming out, like Black Myth Wukong's storytelling and a lot of people
Hmm.
appreciating Journey to the West is so beautiful.
Hmm. Hmm.
Obviously East Asia is not the only sole representation of Asia, but like it's a start, right? Like,
Right.
the surge of like, you know, Korean dramas that are period pieces or like Korean fantasy dramas, kind of make it very exciting to share stories like ours. So yeah.
That's awesome. Well, if no one has any questions, I'm going to give you like a minute or two to be able to ask questions. Um, but while I wait from those, Fabian, let everybody know where they can find you, where they can find Bad House
Yeah.
on the internet.
So you can find me, Fabian. I do art, I do graphic design, I do comics. You can find all of my personal work at Rockets and Pens, and it's on all socials. Rockets and Pens, just one word. And you can find me and my performances at Bad House RPG, Twitch/ Bad House RPG. If you want to find our backlog of stuff, it's on YouTube slash at Bad House RPG. We do a lot of amazing stuff. If you like cultural stories like I'm talking about for our Tales of Valiant game, Sun and Chains, you might want to check out our games like Itaewon by Night, which is one of our acclaimed shows, Vampire the Masquerade, that is set in South Korea. We have Madness Over Manila, which is a vampire/hunter game set in the streets of Manila, my home. Um, we have like other like cultural stories that are pretty much like modernified, like Feast or Famine by Josephine, which is a City of Mist game based on the Fate Stay Night series. Uh, yes, yes, we did. We have like all Latine werewolf game, Embers of Rage, that which was our last offering. And yeah, and coming to Bad House soon enough, Midnight Rush coming on Tuesday, September 24th. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is Midnight Rush, which is our hunter game set in New York City about a bunch of uh, misfit 20 somethings and uh, the, the crippling hold of capitalism in our lives. Uh,
So
and
true.
yeah, we have Sun and Chains next Friday. Not
Next
oh,
Friday.
actually,
Yeah, that's next Friday.
no, it's not Friday. I am so sorry. It's 26. It's on
Next
the
Thursday.
26th on Thursday.
Okay.
That was my bad. But yeah. So on Thursdays it's going to be Sun and Chains, and on the Fridays, starting October, is our Halloween offering, which is the Take Back, which is the Nitro Haulers game. Also about the systematic oppression of corporations on their citizens. So yeah.
So true. You all have a lot of stuff coming out. So don't you guys got a lot coming out. So do not forget to go over to twitch.tv/badhouse. I put that in the chat already. You can also find them everywhere on the internet that matters at Bad House RPG. We the last question, the only question we got from Youngles: how are you two so amazing? I'm going to assume that's talking about you and everyone else at Bad House and not me. So how are you so
No,
amazing?
no, that's also you.
Wow,
We're the only people here.
so true.
How are we amazing? I think you only think that, and we are just a bunch of creators trying to get by. But thank you for thinking that.
So true. So true. Well, thank you everybody for being here for another Kobold Chats. Don't forget, we are going to be here next week, same time, same channel. And I believe I have another. Yes, we have another interview that was pre-recorded with Josephine with her own Kobold Creates Tales of the Valiant Project, low ranked women, and I can't wait
That's
for you all
that's
to hear about
insane.
that. It's gonna be
I
good.
heard about the story.
It's gonna be good.
Man,
It's gonna be good.
uh, it's a very contained story. Yeah,
It's
I'm
gonna
excited for that one.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to be here next week to talk about that, and also more Kobold press stuff because next week Labyrinth World book's gonna be out. Like I said, don't forget to go get notified because it's gonna be out. I mean, well, yeah, the Kickstarter's gonna be out sooner than you think. Well, it shouldn't be sooner than you think because I told you the exact day it's gonna be out, Monday. So get ready for it. All right, everybody. that is all I have for you today. Don't forget to go out, eat enough food, drink enough water, get enough sleep, and take care of yourself, because self-care is very important, especially in the times we're living in right now. And don't forget to love yourself and everyone around you. We'll see you next week.